This leadership transition, why have you handed over the steering wheel to your colleague?
Yeah, we made three big announcements today. The first one is obviously on my hand-picked successor and my own succession plan. The second one is obviously the appointment of Nick Earl, and the third is actually our acquisition of a new exciting business called CrowdStar.
And let's get to that in a second, but
yeah, I mean the transition really, it's entirely my own instigation. I've run Glue for 27 quarters, 7 years, and we've done a lot of great things. When I joined Glue, we had $14 million of net debt. We had maybe $67 million of revenue. So we've quadrupled revenues. We built the balance sheet up to $140 million of net cash. But at some point, you sort of recognize that life is full of beginnings and endings. And for me, as Glue's second biggest shareholder on the board, I recognized that we needed to find more of a product-centric leader for the next stage of growth for our business. So I actually sort of worked backwards a few months ago from, well, what do I do to make my shares more valuable, and what do I do to bring Glue to the next level? And I sort of went, well, we need more creativity in the CEO role to be closer to products, particularly in a world where you're making fewer, bigger bets. You're going to take fewer, bigger bets that are more expensive, more complex, higher quality. The CEO's got to own every one of those product decisions, and that's really one of the biggest drivers. I mean, the second reason for it, obviously, is I'm going on to a different opportunity, a different sector, with Andy Rubin at Playground.
Yeah, that's the Android creator at Google. Why don't you just tell us briefly, what are you going to be doing with Andy?
Well, it's a stealth mode startup. What I can say at this stage is it is the biggest bet that Andy and Playground are making as an investment vehicle. It's an incubator and venture.
Can you give us the field? Is it virtual reality? Is it
give you the
artificial
field.
Intelligence?
It's hardware. It's hardware. That's what I can sort of say at this moment. It will be, there'll be a lot more information coming out on this in December. It's the only business Andy Rubin's personally the CEO of. I'm actually joining as the president. So it's a big statement of how interesting this is.
Can you tell us the name of the company?
Not quite yet. Wait a couple weeks or a month or two. The reality is I'm giving up a public company CEO role to be the president of this with Andy because we're a complementary fit. So
we'll look forward to hearing more about that. But now Activision recently reported earnings, and they were lackluster at King Digital, its mobile gaming division. Is there any secular troubles here, or people turning away from mobile games or games like Pokemon? Is that impacting Glue?
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say that the world's gone mobile. 2 or 3 years ago, the App Store was entirely a game store in a lot of ways. And what's happened today is, Facebook's moved its revenues from, web to almost 100% mobile now, and they're doing very well with that strategy, and we're partners of them. Today, the App Stores reflect all of entertainment and all of life. You have social networking, you have video, music, dating, gaming. And it's certainly getting harder to get a top grossing spot that lasts because the products that do it are becoming really just platform products. Spotify is a platform for music. Hulu is a platform for video. So what Glue is doing, I think this is true for the whole sector, is trying to make increasingly platform bets with the new products we build as well as our acquisition strategy. And that's what we reflected this morning in our CrowdStar acquisition as well. It's a bet on platform products.
Yeah, tell us what CrowdStar is and why you acquired it.
Yeah, so CrowdStar is based in Burlingame, California. It's near our headquarters. They're the leader in the top grossing fashion app, actually. So today, Glue owns 3 or 4 games in the top 100 grossing. Kim Kardashian, Hollywood, of course, our Tap Sports baseball product. Covet Fashion is the #1 fashion app in the store. And what's exciting about it is it's a platform product. So what it does actually is it allows you to interact with any article of fashion, high branded fashion, through this. There's a community whereby you're competing with other people to create the best look. What is the best, cocktail outfit? What is the best beach wedding outfit, etc. And it's platformized the entire fashion world in a gamified setting. We have a home game launching with our new CrowdStor colleagues, actually not too long out, between now and Christmas. We think they could do the same thing in the home design category. So the future of Glue is very much going to be about these platform bets. What can we do to actually build out evergreen properties that fundamentally never go away? We want to hold one of those top grossing spots, never have it diminish, and that means you've got to go after big categories: fashion, home, celebrity, social networking, music, TV, etc.
The celebrity category, obviously one that you've had a lot of success with, but how have other celebrities managed to replicate what Kim Kardashian did with the Hollywood game?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think it's fair to say that in the game space, replication is difficult in a traditional hit-driven model. We've had success, we've had not success with that model. What we're moving to is a platform approach. So you're going to see with our next Taylor Swift game, which comes out next year, that will be a platform product. You're going to see a platformized version of a game coming out with our Nicki Minaj game probably before Christmas. And you're going to see more and more of this platform thinking come into the entire Glue roadmap the farther out that we get.
Okay, Nicola, last question of vital importance to the audience of Bloomberg Technology. Kim Kardashian on social media, right? She hasn't, as I understand, I'm not a huge follower, tweeted or interacted with her supporters or fans since she was robbed in Europe recently.
Right.
How long will that last, and when will she return?
I don't know exactly when she's going to return. I've said in other news outlets that I'm certainly optimistic she will. I think the world would miss not having a Kim Kardashian involved through social media. She's very much the pioneer of this. You know, I am in touch with her, so our game is going on and it is being updated, and there is a roadmap of updates which she's approving.
Was her departure related to the theft? Was this taking a break from whole public interaction?
Well, I don't think I'm in a position to comment on that, whether or not I know the answer to that. Ultimately, she's a consummate professional. I think it's been a traumatic event, no doubt about that. I'm sure there's all sorts of investigations going on about that. And I'm sure she's thinking about you know, whether or not that you should be rejiggering how you use social media in the future. But the important thing for Glue, which I want to be clear on, is that, you know, the game contract goes on for many years. Kim's been a great partner. She's going to continue being a great partner. And we have no hold up in our ability to put out updates with her approval.